Hello guys, as you could probably see by that intro, things didn't exactly go to plan today. So sit back, relax and enjoy the video.
You the guy that was praying?
Huh?
Oh yeah. You know the Ollie guy?
Oh
you
yeah.
know the Ollie guy that called in Morocco? Yeah, that was me. Me and him. How long have you been going though?
How long have I been going here?
Yeah.
4 months.
I haven't seen you.
You haven't seen
me?
me?
You there for BRKC?
No, I wasn't in the RKC.
Oh.
I started really late, like in winter.
What, here?
Yeah, here.
Oh. Last week's Christmas.
Huh?
This is Christmas.
Well, slightly, like a month.
Yeah.
So like early November.
Can't see it.
I am not sure. I don't know anything about 6 or 7. What? No, I'm serious.
Oh, you're trying to clip bar?
I'm not.
Anyways, let's get in the car and I can explain to you how this championship works and what the format will be today. So this is round 2 of Grid Series. I didn't get to record the first one, so I couldn't make a video on that. But in the first one, I came second, and Josh came first. So that's currently what I was fighting for today. I needed the first place to tie up with him. So the way this works, there's 3 10-minute heats. And in those 3 10-minute heats, they're done on lap times. And your points, like your placement in each heat, will give you a certain amount of points, and the person with the most points will be starting in first. The person with the second most points will be starting second, so on. So it basically just decides your qualifying position for the race, and this is the first heat, so enjoy. Here we are, finally pulling out after a long wait. We are put in positions at random. One thing which I hate about what they did this, a lot of us thought it was a race, so everyone was fighting for their lives, when in reality it was just qualifying times, and pretty much no one knew this. So it caused a lot of aggressive moves, and it resulted in my worsened result. Another factor which added into everyone believing it was a race was the fact that they were doing rolling starts. I don't know why they would do a rolling start for qualifying and expect people to know it's a lap time done qualifying. But apart from that, let's skip to where we head up and start the rolling start. Here we are coming down the corner. As the first person hits the bottom of the ramp, I think the lights will go green. So we're half accelerating, we start going. I instantly send it down the inside because I get a faster start. If it was a race, that probably wouldn't have been very legal because it was before the line, but luckily it was qualifying, so I didn't get told off for it. Sort of catching up to this guy in front, but we did tap him, so he gaps us a bit on the straight, but he doesn't seem to go flat out here, so we catch him again. There is 90 minutes of recording, literally 90 whole minutes, so I'm going to skip forward to where we get past this guy or more action happens. Anyways, never mind, we don't need to skip forward because it overtakes right here. I get bumped, he slides, I slip right through on the switchback. I'm telling him we need to move forward now to catch the people in front. I'm being followed through by, I think that's Chaz or Josh, I can't see, but let's try catch these people in front and see what happens then. Oh yeah, also I forgot to add my visit to my friend Barry R there, smashing the wheel because I was quite angry that I just slid straight round that corner into the barrier, and now I'm being bumped all over from behind and loaded into on every corner. So now I was just trying to stay in front even though it was a qualifying race. But one of the people behind, I think, thought it was a race too. I think that was Josh. He thought it was a race, but I'm pretty sure Chaz didn't. That's probably why he was so angry at me, as you'll see after the race. I don't know if you noticed, but I can hear Josh's car is absolutely bearing down on me. And look, he slips around the outside. I retaliate and tries to dive bomb him back. He managed to stick it through the outside, and he gains the position. Well, not the position, but the position which we believed was there. So, to be fair, that was a pretty good move from him. In the moment, it didn't look very good for me, but overall, it was a pretty decent overtake, so props to him. We skip forward a bit now, and as you can see, we've caught up to the back of Hazza. He goes through on Arthur, and I just follow him right through. Get the move done pretty clean. Little bit of a bump on him, but overall fine. Got hit from behind a bit, loaded into him, gaps me on the straight, so we'll see what happens later in this race. Another thing I wanted to point out, as you can see about a second ago, he bogs his head down because he sees me behind him. I have a history of getting past him in quite scary ways. I'm not going to go into detail about that. He knows I'm quicker, so he was obviously worried about getting past. So that just shows that even he thought it was a race. So we will now skip forward and see if we get past him. In the end, we don't get past him. As you can see, it turns yellow. I get dive bombed on the yellows by Chaz. I was angry because I did think it was a race, so if it was a race he would have gained the position there. That's why I was so mad. But now I look like an absolute melt, getting mad over nothing, which was embarrassing. Everyone was probably looking at me like, what are you mad about? I was thinking he gained an extra position on me. So in the moment I thought it was really unfair. I was even pointing to the marshals, trying to tell them that I just got passed on a yellow. But obviously they didn't care. They probably just thought I was stupid. So we are now going to get lined up for the next rolling start, which I still thought it was a race, because we didn't pit at all and no one could tell me. So we were now going to line back up to what I thought was a race, and trust me, this session gets really messy. Here we are getting lined up for the second heat. As you can see, with Nico in front of me and Chaz behind again. He proves to be a bit of an issue, Chaz, as obviously he was one of the people who knew it was a qualifying, so he was just bumping, trying anything to get past. I was telling Nico we need to move forward, and also Chaz that we needed to move forward so we could work through the pack, which I believed would gain us positions, when in reality it was just me looking stupid again. But we'll see how the start of this rolling start goes, and as you'll see in a minute, it doesn't go very well. Here we are rolling up to the line. We are quite far back and everyone starts accelerating as it's about to go green. Off the start, Nico sends a move, but he has a moment and he spins. We both collide into him, me and the person behind, which was quite an unfortunate moment for him. Wasn't the worst collision. Luckily I managed to slow down just in time, but now we are quite far back from the people in front, but I managed to recover from that hit and go round, so I was much further in front than the people behind me who got stuck much worse in that incident. So as you can see, we're already caught up to the back of Arthur. A massive pack here, almost going 3 wide. I do a switchback. I'm gonna stick this move through here, which I eventually do, and I even get a double overtake, I think, if I send it through here. Yeah, I get a double overtake, stick it through. As you can see, a lot of contact. As I told you, it was gonna get worse. even more through there, almost spinning Hazza out as I get loaded from behind. And let's continue on, and we'll show you the better moments, or the more action-packed moments of this race. Anyways, as you can see, Hazza pulls away from me here. For some stupid reason, I send a gap through here, almost spun that guy. Sorry to him if you're watching. I'm now just fighting. I'm not sure who's pressuring me from behind, but as you can see, they hit me through that corner, almost spin that guy out. I think it's Josh or Chaz behind me, but someone is putting crazy pressure as I'm being slowed down from this guy in front. We've skipped forward a little bit, and here we go for the switchback, get it done as he goes really wide, but as you can see, Josh is still pressuring us. He loads us into that corner. I'm putting my hand up to tell him like something. I don't know if I was angry at him or telling him to work with me or what, but I was trying to tell him something. By the way, I'm pretty sure he still thought this was a race, so he was obviously trying his best to fight past me, as he thought it would gain him a position. So we're both thinking it's a race. I'm asking him to move forward with me, and let's see if that works or he gets past me. We are now going through this mini straight where Josh dive bombs me again. I'm now 50% up his inside, so I decide to stick it through and hold him off. He's now my outside. I have to defend through this corner to make sure he doesn't get past, even though it means absolutely nothing, and I still look like an absolute pleb defending for my life on something that doesn't even matter, instead losing me time and putting me further down the order. We've skipped forward a bit, and now I'm on the back of Hazza. I send it through the inside, almost make a bit of contact, a little bit of contact from Josh behind me, but overall a decently clean row. Still a bit messy, as I said, this heat was going to be really messy. At the end, all of us got told off for it, and we were told that we need to cut out all the contact or we will be black flagged next time. So that wasn't good on us, but as you can see, I pulled a little gap. That doesn't last very long compared to his pace in this heat, as he will just catch me back up again, and I'm not sure if he overtakes me, but we'll see if he does. We have skipped forward to the end of this heat. There was a few moments where Josh was pulling alongside me. As you can see, I was stressed from the amount I was defending, again, which didn't matter. So we are pitting now, and we can see how we did in those two heats. We still have one to go, but we're having a little break before. Here are the results of the two heats. As you can see, I got third in both with horrible times due to my lack of knowledge on whether it was a race or a lap time qualifying. So when I finally realised it wasn't done on lap times, I pick up the pace a little bit. Also, in the background, Chaz is complaining about something, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was me, because of my dangerous antics during that qualifying. Moving forward, here I am, getting into my next kart. I did get kart 16, which was what Josh had, and it was an absolute rocket. Here I am struggling to find my kart for some reason. Don't mind the cadet karts with the electric steering wheels. Dunstable's planning to go electric at some point, I don't know when, but I'm just dreading that day because Dunstable will be horrible electric. Even though the karts aren't very equal at the moment, they're good for this track. I don't think Dunstable will be good as an electric track compared to these petrol karts. Enough of our ranting, let's finally get towards the start. Here we are lined up, and with my smarter knowledge, I was telling Nico to just let the guy in the blue pass, as I now know that it's done on lap times and there's no point us keeping up with that pack in front. So as soon as the lights go green, you'll see us just let him through and get away with our hot laps, which eventually helped me a lot going into this heat. Here we are pulling up to the line. and instead of going to battle to the front, you can see me waving him through. He doesn't really understand what we're telling him at first, but I go wide and I'm just like, go, 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 trying to help him slip through. Then I'm trying to leave him a bit of space, so we don't catch him instantly. For some reason, Nico flies past me, but eventually I do catch him because he did have a bit of an issue with the cart this heat. So I was just waiting still, leaving a bit of space, and then I got on with my laps. Anyways, I have skipped forward a lot. As you can see, it's the end, because there was nothing really to show you. I didn't set any crazy fast lap or anything, but I did improve my result, so we'll go see that now. As you can see, as a result of me not being an idiot this time, I've actually gained a position, and I'm now in second on this heat. But unfortunately that still wasn't enough to help me qualify higher. So maybe if I did what I did in this heat from the start, I would have probably qualified P2. But no, for the race I was starting in P3, Chaz was starting in P2, and Josh was in P1. Here I am getting in kart 13, which was also pretty good. It fit my driving style pretty well. The braking was like perfect. The turning was a little annoying. The power was great. So let's get into the race and see what happens. Here we are, pulling up to the line. I didn't have to worry too much about the people behind me, as they were quite off the pace today. But I needed to worry about my race and getting up the order of these guys. Hopefully getting past Chaz and even catching Josh if I'm lucky. As you can see, the lights are about to go green. They go green. Chaz gaps him a bit. In about half a lap I do catch back up to him. Until then I'll leave you for a bit, and then I can explain to you what's happening. We have got to here, and as you can see, Chaz is raising his hand, telling me to help him move forward and stick behind him, which I do acknowledge, and I do stick behind him for a bit, but you'll see later on what happens eventually. So we will cut to that part now. See you there. Here we are, a few laps later. I can see that Chaz is much slower than me, so I didn't want to get held up by him. So eventually I was like, right, you're holding me up too much. So I just had to send a gap. I sent a gap through there, perfectly clean. Now I'm telling him to move forward because we have built a massive gap to Josh now, up in front. So we have to close that down and hope for the best. We have skipped forward a ton of laps and something crazy started happening. I was getting some monstrous pace. So I can show you a montage of what we were doing, which was quite surprising. I was setting constant 37s up until this one lap. If you do not know, that time is insanely good for these track conditions. As the tyres are wrecked, the track is cold, and this time is incredibly difficult to do at this time of year. I did get fastest lap of the session as a result of those amazing back-to-back times of 37s. I'm already right on the back of Josh. We're going up to the up ramp. This is where I catch him the most. I gain a lot on him. I was about to go for a move, but then the lights go yellow. Literally, if there was like one more lap, I would have had a chance. You can see I'm really angry that I didn't get the move done there. But overall, we finished the race in P2, and that is how my championship is going so far. So, we'll see you when we're out of the pits. And that concludes our day of grid series. We came second, secured our second place so far during this championship, and we got a new PB. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in a bit. Please check out my TikTok and my Instagram. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And that's it for now. See you next time. Bye.